Hi, everyone. Welcome to another movie chat with me, Joe Mayo. Also here with Tim Allen and also Tom Hunyadi. And
Thanks for really convincing me to come on today. I mean, if I really needed that extra twist in the arm to get on here
uh,
today.
I hope you mean that you really didn't need any at all. Is that what you?
No, yeah, no, I no
Yeah,
convincing at all.
you were being facetious,
Yes, it's
so
called
to speak.
sarcasm after Beal
Oof.
Eddy's comment on Saturday, I think it was, or whenever it was.
Oh, what did he say? I don't remember.
You said that maybe you need to convince Tom more to join the
Oh,
show.
okay. Now I got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, when you can make it, you can make it. And Tom said, he could make it today, and he's got to split.
Yeah,
We got 90 minutes with Tom, maybe around there, which is good. Oh, what is that you're drinking? What's- Soda, it looks like. No.
it
You got
is.
water here, buddy. That's what you need. Water.
It's delicious,
My
isn't
bad.
it, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
I was going to drink my LaCroix key lime seltzer
Yeah.
flavored with essence, but I didn't.
Mm.
Isn't that right, James Gracia? What's going on, James? And to Ramoga. Ramoga's here, and I wasn't even ready to celebrate him here. I've been seeing a few videos with people doing that lately. Apparently. Oh.
Those wedding bells are breaking up that band of mine. Right?
Yeah, and I know when he gets those wedding bells, I know he'll be dancing in heaven.
No. One and done. I like to say one and done when it comes to nuptials.
Oh yeah. I just pressed the end stream button by accident again. Luckily, sometimes I do that. It takes something off the screen. I press end stream,
Right.
and then it says, "Are you sure you want to end stream?" You have to hit not yet. It's like good thing
You
I
have to do it
that.
twice. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm telling you guys.
You have to do it like 10 times, but most people just have to do it twice.
He said the blind man. He said the deaf man. Oh, this is Jeff Kendall. By the way, Jeff, if you have anything you want to talk about with movies, just let me know and send you put the link up.
Actually, yeah. I mean, it just was it just released this month on Blu-ray.
The Seven Faces of Dr. Lao with Tony Randall.
Yeah. Tony Randall, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that on TV one time, Turner or something, but it was just like I didn't see from start to finish, just some of it. Plays a lot of different parts in there,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, I didn't think of that. You're making him do it every time now,
I think maybe I should do the dance a little bit more and maybe try to get rid of his belly or something.
Get rid of those carbs, man. Hey, I did pretty good. I make that freaking live stream saying that it's not going down, man, and then I see it like the next day. I see it,
Yeah.
So it's the way it is. It's amazing. But so we got some things here to show. Why don't you put the link up first? I wanted to talk a little bit about. Well, we're gonna wait till in case 4D Man comes. I was going to talk a little bit about movie posters and this place in Texas.
Oh yeah. I know the one. I know what you speak of.
Oh man, I keep seeing those things. You get those little.
Yeah, I do, and they're fantastic. I mean, those posters that they show are fantastic.
I want them. I want to look on the website, but some of them were like the ones. Some of the ones I wanted. Usually they're old monster movies, horror movies, and science fiction movies from the 50s and 40s maybe, and some of them are $275, which, well, it sounds like a lot. That's like the lower end. That's like some of them I could swing with that, but I was a teenage Frankenstein, which I'd love to have, is like near $600. I'm like,
right.
Like this one here is an original. This is a 1945 movie. It's called The Body Snatcher, not to be mixed up with Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I always say that's a shame, but Robert Louis Stevenson's story with Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi, and Henry Danielle, who's really good. He's great in it. And anyway, I got that at a convention, and it was cheap. I mean, relatively cheap. It was nowhere near that. Probably was under $100, I think. So that was pretty good. But and Tim, are you aware of the Lodger from 31 and 35 with Ivor Novello? Hitchcock is not involved.
Yeah. No, I've seen The Lodger.
Don't forget, there's a Lodger from the 40s too that I've seen. Just his 4D, man.
Yeah, and then Hitchcock did one in 27.
27 for the Hitchcock.
I think that's the one I've seen, the silent one.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
There he is. 4D. What's going on, 4D?
Ooh.
I was just saying, I don't know if you heard. Did you hear what I was saying about this place in Texas that has posters, movie posters, and they keep coming up in my feed. I keep seeing them advertise, holding up, U.S. posters, mainly inserts and half sheets and all this, and I'm like, I'm drooling over them.
From what period, Joe?
All periods. They got
all periods. Yeah. But the ones I'm excited about for me are 1950s horror and science fiction titles.
Are they affordable, Joe?
Well, it depends. They're always high priced, but the lower end seems to be around $2.75 for one.
$2.75.
$275 US.
Okay, you just took it out of my ballpark there.
And then I see something like the popular ones, the cult ones, like I Was a Teenage Frankenstein, for example. Like that's like $575. You can't even think about it.
No.
Really. And you know what's funny? Although I like originals for everything, pretty much, I don't like facsimiles. Some of them are done so well that I don't even mind. I've seen, but you don't know that you buy them. Like you have to see them first, not just order them off eBay or something. I've gotten a few, and I'm okay with them if they look that good.
Do you know? On one of my first trips to London in I think it was 1982, I went down there to see Laurie Anderson, a Laurie Anderson concert, and but I went to Soho as well, and there was a movie memorabilia shop where you went downstairs to the basement, and on the way downstairs to the basement, all the way up the wall was a massive original, bigger than the 30 by 40 posters I show, much bigger, a massive original poster, and it wasn't even framed, it was just tacked to the fucking wall, and it was Plan 9 from Outer Space. It was a beautiful poster. I was too afraid to ask for the price of what
that poster probably cost more than what the movie made too.
Yeah. Well, that's an example. That's an example of a movie that's it's a 50s science fiction like cheapy, but it's a cult classic, so it's going to be a lot of money.
Yes. Even then in 1982, I thought I was on a postman's wages, and I thought it cost me a lot to go down to London on the train. And I thought, I'm not even going to ask. I'm not even going to ask. But it was just tacked to the wall, for God's sake. Thumbtacked to the wall.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Penny Lane.
Penny.
James Farley's here, and a special hello to 4D after us. So, okay, I did a video where, of course, you've seen this, I'm sure, but for those who might be here, present and future, who haven't seen it yet, I'm going to talk about the book that I got, which I really love, and a book which, I dug right into, which I don't usually do, right, Tom? Certain books, like Beatle books, I don't. And it's this book here, okay? It's freaking great. It's in hardcover, it's in soft cover. Bela, I always want to say Bella, but it's really Bela, like, Bela Lugosi. Bela's Monster, Lugosi, the Monster, and Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, the movie. That's him in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman at 60 years old, trying desperately to stay conscious and not faint. Look, he fainted a couple of times on the set, and the way, getting this role late in life, and there are all kinds of. I'll just show some of the photos in here. Of course, you can't find one when you want to see one. That are good. Oh wow! Oh, there's one. Well, this is from the Ghost of Frankenstein. This is the movie before it. I can't.
Where'd you find the
There you
book,
go.
Joe?
This was I ordered it off Amazon.
Oh, okay.
This is the Ghost of Frankenstein. It's the film before Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. The monster here is played by Lon Chaney Jr. Bela Lugosi is on the side of the door, and he's playing his friend Igor, and not Igor, Igor, and not the same Igor that that we always hear about in lab movies. And the monster that Dr. Frankenstein wants to give him a new brain. In this scene here, you can barely see the little girl the monster's holding. The monster wants the brain of the little girl because he loves the little girl. But Igor says he has a better idea. How about the brain of your friend Igor? Because it's at the end of this movie, they put Lugosi's brain in the monster's head, and he speaks a few lines at the end, and then all hell breaks loose. It's a climax. But in this movie, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, they had Lugosi playing the monster with Igor's brain, which makes sense in a way. But he's supposedly now all blind, and he can't see. He's very weak. He needs power. Needs to be energized. And when he's found by the Wolfman, Larry Talbot, alter ego, Larry Talbot has a thing where he doesn't want to live anymore because he's cursed with the werewolf curse. He wants to just die, and the monster wants to get stronger and live and restore his eyesight. So that's the link of the plot, that they try to locate Frankenstein's journals to figure out how to accomplish this, because the Wolfman can't die. He's like supernatural. He wants to die, and the monster wants to get stronger. And of course, there winds up being a tussle at the end of the movie, right? Well, all was good, all was fine until they screened it in the screening room. And when Lugosi opened his mouth, it brought the house down, talking as the monster in his Hungarian accent, which is kind of weird because at the end of the movie before it, Lugosi's line was dubbed into Lon Chaney's mouth as the monster, and the one before this. And nobody, it was a pretty creepy effect, actually. It wasn't like hilarious or anything, but apparently it brought the house down. So the director or the producer, both, I think, producer George Wagner and Roy William Neal, the director,
they lost the nerve. They lost the nerve, Joe.
They said, edit out all this dialogue. Just edit it out. So now you got a monster that's walking around half-ass blind like this. That's where a lot of the parody comes in from children that walk as the monster like this. He's feeling his way around things, and you don't know why, because all the references to his not being able to see are also gone. And that's the movie that was released for the past, how many years is it? I don't know. I can't do math. 80 years, 90 years? I don't know. And that's the most desired footage that people fans want to see, and it probably was destroyed.
The next best thing, Joe, is the Universal film scripts that I've got.
Yeah, which I have. Yes.
Yeah. So you can sample the dialogue there before they lost their nerve. And
I've had that. Yeah, they have the dialogue. It is ridiculous dialogue. Besides the fact that he probably sounds and looks funny saying it, some of it is silly dialogue. Most of it is recreated in this book. Now I was thinking, how are they going to make a whole book out of that little story, that one little story? Well, it talks about how the monster always haunted Lugosi, because originally in 1931, he turned down the role of Frankenstein. They offered him the Frankenstein monster, I should say.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to cover his face in makeup, and it would go around growling like a monster, so he didn't want to do it. And then Karloff became the big star. And there's a lot of people out there who don't know anything about the original actors, but they watched Ed Wood, Karloff, that lousy Lonnie, blah, 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 and all of this, which he never did, that stuff. But that's why he resented Karloff. And when this opportunity came, he couldn't afford to pass it down, and he screwed him and butchered his performance.
Well, there is a poignant scene in the Johnny Depp Ed Wood scene where Martin Landau is stood in the middle of a lake in the middle of the night, preparing to wrestle with a rubber octopus.
Yeah.
And he just takes a moment to say, I could have played Frankenstein.
Yeah. And I think in that movie, if I'm not mistaken, which was released as Bride of the Monster, one of Lugosi's last films, which is another hilariously awful movie, which I love. That's when he,
Yeah.
that's when he's in there and doing the octopus. I think it's a stuntman in that scene anyway. I think, but what the hell, might as well have fun with a movie,
Suspension of disbelief, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Well, I do suspension of disbelief when I watch Escape from the Planet of the Apes, but when I watch a
Yeah.
biopic, I want to have the real story as much as I can get it.
Yeah,
Well,
how Salmonio could repair that spacecraft and get it flying again is a bit of a stretch.
Hey, the only thing they say in the movie, Cornelius, the only thing he says is Dr. Milo was a genius well in advance of his time. and then he says when the spaceship arrived on our shore, he salvaged it, he studied it, and half understood it.
How much time was it before from when they landed to when they took off? How much time do you think was in between?
You mean with Charlton Heston landing?
Yeah, with Charlton Heston landing, and then the end of the movie, or at the beginning of Escape when they land on Earth.
Not much, and I guess they don't tell you how much, but I don't think it's a matter of months. I'm guessing it's like several months, 4, 5. Well, the first movie to the second movie, that's another question. Because they don't tell you how much time has passed between movies, but it can't be that long because
if I remember correctly, in the prologue scene with Charlton Heston in the spacecraft before you get to the main titles in Planet of the Apes, I think you see the date line as 1972.
Right. Yeah.
That's the departure time.
That's the departure time, but I'm talking about when they land on the the planet.
Yeah, they land on the planet.
Yeah.
Right. And then Beneath the Planet of the Apes comes along, the second film, and by then Zira and Cornelius are now married, where they weren't married in the first film.
Right.
And it can't be. There's all these plot holes, as they call them in any movie, right? It can't be that long because this shows you how much I love these movies and I've analyzed everything. Because at the end of Planet of the Apes, Charlton Heston and his woman Nova, they ride off into the desert, and then. She finds the second astronaut. The second astronaut finds her, and then they go back to Ape City together to locate Zira and Cornelius. Anyway, and how long could they be out? How long could that girl have been out in the desert with Charlton Heston after he found the Statue of Liberty? It can't be long.
No, because it looks like it just picks up where it left off. Yeah, like a week maybe.
Yeah. Hello, Sasha. Hello, mellow fellow.
Hi.
But I'm having a good time with this, but I just want to take a moment to just talk a little bit about this book again, Bela's Monster. Yeah. The thing is, it serves as not only talking at length, of course, about everything you want to know about what went wrong with the production, and then in post-production, what went wrong with Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, but also how the monster itself, Bela's monster, haunted him his whole life after turning down the Karloff part. And all that, and then they have histories of other movies, The Wolfman and the Frankenstein series, and they go in depth. And for anybody who's really a fanatic over this, I can't believe.
Just you, Joe. Just you.
Oh no, there's a lot. You're right. There are a lot of stories, and there's a journal that Lon Chaney Jr. kept, which I didn't know he ever did, and talking about a lot of stuff, and I couldn't believe that it even existed. So he's able to flesh this out. The author is Bill Fleck, and I had a feeling that I said, I wonder if he's going to know that my video was up, and he did comment on my video.
There you go.
And I was thinking of asking him for an interview, but we could talk about this stuff.
That's a good idea, Joe.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is well worth it for a fan of Universal horrors, and in particular Lugosi, or the Frankenstein series and all that. So pick it up.
I do think Lon Chaney was the worst ever Frankenstein monster.
I don't know. It's hard to tell, really. He's okay. He's not Karloff, but nobody can be Karloff. But even Karloff wasn't Karloff in the third movie, Son of
Yeah.
Frankenstein. That's why he
Yeah.
stepped out of the role. It was becoming a lumbering automaton dummy, just walking around.
Well, and Karloff shot himself in the foot because he wouldn't. He could have had lines and he wouldn't speak, so it was a retrograde step from the Bride of Frankenstein.
He never liked the monster getting dialogue in Bride of Frankenstein, which I thought was a good idea.
Yeah, it was.
And then in Son, I think one of the conditions that it says in the book anyway, one of the conditions that he do the third film is that they take the dialogue away. He doesn't want to talk,
Karloff was such an ass in doing that, and all that did was allowed Bela Lugosi to steal every single scene he was in.
He did. And the story with that was that Universal treated Lugosi really badly, and they didn't want Lugosi on the set. They tried to shoot all his scenes. They wanted to shoot all his scenes in a day or two, really just get him out of there and not pay him anything.
Wow.
And the director, Roy William Neal, said to the wife too, I'm going to keep Bela on this picture. Don't worry, Bela. I'm going to keep him on this picture.
Yeah.
And he wound up giving him more things to do. And as you said, Igor stole the show from the monster. Yeah. He's the highlight. He's the film. It's maybe his best role. People want to say Dracula, of course, is Lugosi's great role, but he was great as Igor in the movie too, Son of Frankenstein. So
isn't it funny how when you're a kid you pick up things and get influenced straight away? So when my old man used to let me stay up at night to watch the what were television premieres of these Universal horror films in the 1960s, they hadn't been on television before. So, and I don't know where my old fella picked up his love of those Universal horror films from. I guess in Ireland, when he was a cinema projectionist in Ireland. Maybe then that's where he found his love of them. But I could tell he never said to me anything like, "Now watch this, son. This is a fantastic movie." I got no lectures. He just let me stay up and watch them, and I could just sense that he totally loved these films, and he especially loved Bela Lugosi and Son of Frankenstein, and the fact that it was a million miles away from Dracula, but he could play it nonetheless. Yeah. So, and somehow as a kid, as like a 7 or an 8-year-old kid, I picked up on that there was a certain legend about the myth in these films that the old man was tied to, and that I could get clued into as well.
Well, he's wonderful in it. And I think it's a great performance. I think it's an Oscar nominee contender, but they didn't do that too much back then, right? Yeah. I mean, Frederick March won for Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
All right,
but they didn't really do that much then. But I don't know. I always wonder, not to take anything away from Lugosi, but I always wonder if it was he had these snaggle teeth in his mouth. And he had to talk. He was talking more like that, and he had twisted neck gear and the beard. I wonder how much of it was costume and prosthetics, or was it? I can't take it away from him. The guy he made a character out of it. He made a character out of it.
Sure.
But anyway, so yeah, that's that. So let's just go through some questions before we get on to other things. Hi guys, thought I'd just look in and say hi. Can't hear much as I'm out for a drink with my daughter. Okay. Enjoy the drink. Now, James says Janet Ann Gallo. That's that little picture that I had of the child that the monster's holding in the blanket. Janet Ann Gallo at that age was a dead ringer for my niece. And I had an opportunity to meet her, when these movie stars from the old horror movies. I got to meet a few of them, luckily before they passed in their 80s. But, Donnie Dunnigan, who plays the boy in Son of Frankenstein, he lived long and he was at these shows, and I missed him too.
He was such an irritating little bastard.
They all say that. I think his character's cute. I don't know. I know everybody hates him. Everybody hates that kid in the movie. And believe me, I'm the first one who would be a W.C. Fields.
Yeah.
Dead ringer for my niece. I think that's in Glenna Glenda, I think.
Pull the strings. Yes, it was.
Glen or Glenda, which back then was like, wow, Glen or Glenda. Now it's like, nothing.
For a long time, I couldn't remember where that came from, Pull the String, but it came to me.
Yeah, there you go. I rewatched, people speaking my language so far, guys, so I'm having fun. I rewatched Conquest of the Planet of the Apes this week. Is it the third best of the original 5? It's all a matter of opinion. Most people think so.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But you think it's the best, don't you?
No, not Conquest. No. Here we go. This is what this is what we were going to talk about. We got to do a whole show on this one day. I think that Planet of the Apes is the best, technically.
Oh, right.
As far as my favorite, right now it's my least favorite because I'm so like tired of it, and it's so overdone, kind of thing.
Oh.
But a lot of people rate Planet of the Apes the best. They rate Escape from the Planet of the Apes second. They rate Conquest third. Usually, most fans. Some of them like Conquest second, by the way. It's either 2 or 3.
You mean just because you know the first film so well?
I mean, I gotta say, it's not a favorite. I had like a couple of friends, and we would do the Ape Marathon once a year. We'd get together, we'd play all 5 films, and we'd do it, and have lunch
It's
and
like-
everything.
It's
What's
like
that?
the band of the Run in the series.
Right. Band on the Run, exactly. Or or Sean Connery. Well, although Sean Connery's a little different because even though he's still my favorite, even though he's also the best. But we can't wait to get through the first movie. Every time it's like, all right, let's get on with the sequels, man. All right, yeah, Planet of the Apes, la la la. Yeah, we know. But
Because you know what's coming next.
it's a great movie. Obviously, the first one, But
Yeah. I still think it's got the best final scene of any film I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. And I still have a hard time believing people couldn't figure that out. But everybody says they didn't see it coming. They had no idea.
Well, I didn't have to because Gary Fraser told me at school how it ended the day before I went to see the film.
Yeah. So much for that. You're right. How you always, I don't mention it. And this is going to be a video. It's going to be a video. And Tom knows where I'm going. He always busts my chops about
But why would they say it if it's not true in that documentary?
it. Is true. But the thing is, no, I grew up with them all. None of us thought the budgets were, none of us thought, oh, the budget sucks in this. Nobody thought that.
Oh, I
as a
did.
child.
I fully did.
Well, wait, okay. But again, when did you first see them? At the time they were released?
I was 13 years old when I saw Planet of the Apes and Escape from the Planet of the Apes. And I was 14 years old for the other 2.
Yeah. Well, but what happened was, I'm telling you, like, everybody's different. I'm sure some people might have noticed it, but most of the people that I knew didn't really pick up on or care. And then they were on TV. Nobody cared, right? Nobody noticed anything or cared. When I saw Battle for the Planet of the Apes, which is the lowest budget, all right, granted, I was 11 years old, but I thought it was a big spectacular on the big Panavision screen. I didn't sit there and think, oh, this looks like a made-for-TV movie. I never thought that. And then that documentary came out, that excellent, fantastic documentary, Behind the Planet of the Apes in 1998.
Yep.
And it was great. And they went over and over about the reduced budgets. And then so much so that now that everybody who's seen that, they spout chapter and verse gospel. budgets. It drives me nuts. I mean, this, like I say, this is a whole channel in itself. This is a whole.
I know. I love the Edward G. Robinson test screen.
Oh
yeah.
I think a low budget can actually equate to better filmmaking and vice versa.
Yeah, that can be true
right.
too. Yeah.
Because it's not about the movies have characters, they have heart, they have good writing, everything you need in a movie. Now you get something like Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes reboot. Most fans hate that thing. How many? That's the most expensive one probably at the time.
Probably, yeah.
Millions and millions. How many were they spending? $100 million.
Yeah. I thought when I first heard about the cast of that film, I was like, okay, this has potential. But then when you see it, it's just a dud.
What bothers me is it wasn't. I don't think it was taken seriously enough. It was kind of a gag in a way. That's what I think. But I could say like there's things I could point to in the beloved original that have hazy apes with over the head masks. cheap over the head masks. That's
Tim Burton did admit, he said, I can't tell the difference between a good script and a bad script. He doesn't know.
Oh, well, that's it.
He said that himself.
One of the problems, not always, but one of the problems with a massive budget is that it can be filmmaking by committee, because there are so many backers and the stakes are so high that they want loads of test screenings. If there's any sort of shaky thing, cut it out, so they play safe, and you end up with a boring film.
I think it makes you, when the lower budget, I think it makes you more creative in a way, and people, and then plus people may end up with a new way to do something that future people or future filmmakers can do in the future. Right. I always liken it to like the original Doctor Who series. I mean, they had no budget for special effects at all, but look at what they were able to do.
But I used to hide behind the sofa from the Daleks, but that's beside the point, really.
Right.
Nonetheless, DJT, I do agree with DJT forever in that the bad reputation that sequels always had from the early 1970s onwards, anyway, is the diminishing budgets one after the other. So it did look like the studios were squeezing out the last drops of something on diminishing returns. And I think that is true for the Planet of the Apes series.
Well, I don't want this to be a whole ape show, but I want to go on with some other observations. Okay. The first one, okay, it is what it is. The second one, I don't care what anybody says, looks more expensive. Again, you have to really know the movies to appreciate it. You've got special effects out in the Forbidden Zone with fire and stuff.
Didn't that one have some like matte paintings in it there?
Matte paintings in it. They did matte paintings in the old days. They did that a lot. Yeah. Miniatures, and things. And
Star Wars used matte paintings too.
They have to recreate the city in the second one underground, which is more than the first one.
Yeah.
They have they have the Guerrilla General has a new pretty nifty outfit that also has this cool helmet. They didn't use that, new design, which they didn't have then.
And full body fur in the sauna suit.
Well, yeah, that's a little fun. But the thing is, full body fur in the sauna.
I don't know if you know this, Tom, but James Cameron painted the matte paintings in Escape from New York. That was him.
Yeah, people don't realize that he started with Roger Corman and stuff like that.
Which I saw a lot of recently on TV, but I'm still on my high horse, so I'm going to get off it as soon as I finish, because I'll make my point. So the thing is, and what else have I left out? The underground sit. Let me get. It'll go faster if you let me say it. So you got the bomb in the back. You've got mutants with all mutant makeups too. They didn't have to make up mutants in the first movie, and they have to pull over masks. They take their human faces off. There's way more going on in the second one, and it doesn't look to me at all lesser budget. It looks to me like more budget. Now, one thing they always pick on, it's in that bloody it's in that bloody documentary that I mentioned, is they show how some of the apes, when they're sitting in a group shot watching the speech, the camera focuses on some bad masks over the head, cheapo mask. That was a directorial choice. That was a camera choice. You could take 4 or 5 apes that are made up and put them in that shot, not the ones with that mask.
Joe, you make a really good case for that first sequel, but there's no way you could apply that case to the next 3 films.
Why don't we keep going? There most certainly is, especially for the third one.
Let's hear it.
The third one is a story about 2 of the apes going back. How much effects do you need? What do you need?
That's not you. That's dodging the point. That's gaslighting.
No, I'm not.
You are. That's gaslighting.
The thing is, though, is if you really,
let me tell you how. No, let me tell you how that's gaslighting.
That's a lot of points here.
The point is that they were diminishing budgets sequel by sequel. The diminished budget in Escape from the Planet of the Apes is it was set in contemporary times, so there was no big production design necessary. All they did is drag the ship that was already created from the prior 2 movies. Ashore. So that's the problem. And they only had 3 apes to do the makeup for. Right.
And it happens to be considered by most critics and fans cinematically the best sequel.
I mean, it's well shot, and they did get Jerry Goldsmith back.
It's a great story. If you're
focused on the plot and you're invested, you shouldn't even notice any of the things you're talking about.
Exactly.
Right?
And what more? And what
That's-
more?
That's simply not true, because part of what you notice as a cinema fan are things like production design, are things like makeup, are things like the score. So
But
you
maybe
should
on
notice
second,
these things.
maybe
Yeah, but it
second
should
or
be
third-
seamless. It should be
Wait, what is
seamless.
Yeah, but maybe on second or third, viewings, you notice that. But when you're really into the film, there's times where you just won't notice, like the pullover mask or stuff like that.
That was never true of me, even at 12 years old, Tom.
Well, you're unique. You're uniquely special. But the thing I want to know again, like you said, that could be true. Oh, we don't have a big budget. I don't think that's why the writer Paul Dane. I don't think that's why he wrote it into the past. I think there's nowhere. There is nowhere. The planet was blown up.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? It's ingenious that they brought it back, and in the process, they could tell the whole story going forward. Now,
don't get me wrong. I'm not completely trashing all the sequels. There's something
it's not about that.
I can enjoy out of all of them.
No. I think I made I'm explaining who I think, because if the world blew up, there is no planet to go for, and even if the planet hadn't blown up, I got news for everybody. It's boring. What do you think they took it underground for? There's nothing else to do. Astronaut lands on a planet of apes. He gets captured. He escapes. He sees its Earth. There's nothing else to do.
That just means it's on a constant loop, right? Planet blows up. Go back.
I guess to go on, friends, is a whole show. That was the intent. Look, I can't say it all here. That was the intention that the writers made. But in the third movie, by the apes going back in the past and giving birth to Caesar, their son, going forward, it happened differently than it did the first time, which is interesting. Yeah. That's what I find interesting about the sequels. Can we avert that destination? Can we? Is it going to turn out the way it did the first time with Charlton Heston and the bomb and all that, or are we going to learn from this and try to do better? Which is what I like.
And also, in terms of casting, Eric Braeden was brilliant, I think, in Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
He was good. He was very good. I'll spare you the rest of them, but a little bit. I'll just say a few little things. But Conquest, again, that was probably written like to be expedient and all this kind of thing. But because it took place where and I don't even know as a kid.
Century City.
But if you didn't, nobody cared or said anything. It looked like does that look like a futuristic city, or does that look like a futuristic city? The way the contours and everything, it really does.
Right.
And it takes place in the Ape Management Center where they're training the apes. I don't know. So that's that. And then the last one, there's nothing left, man. So there was another nuclear war. It's about a community of apes, and let's say they spent $100 zillion on it, and nobody cared about the characters, nobody cared about the story. Would it be any interesting? I don't know.
What you're saying is that the production design was realistic to the situation in each film.
Well, I think so, and I also think that the stories are good and the characters are intriguing, and they hold the interest to where something like Burton's thing spent more money than all of them combined and sucked. That's my point. Night of the Living Dead, right? Another example of nothing budget. It's one of the greatest horror films of all time, made for 60 cents or something.
Yeah.
Wow. Boy, I'm sorry, folks, but I really get into it. Tom's.
Thanks for bringing up the budgets, DJ Forever. Thanks.
Yeah, don't bring the budgets up when I'm here. Don't do it, man. It's ridiculous. Budget does not make quality.
Oh God!
Good writing and acting and characters do.
That doesn't cost a lot to write a good script.
There you go. Hit the like. Hit the like unless you dislike it because of all that ape talk. Hello, Spring Hill, Jim, Arch. Hello, Eddie. Let's see what we got here. Star Trek, the original series, had low budgets too.
Yeah.
These days, it looks like
they had good stories in there, though.
But that's an example, right?
That's a television thing. Star Trek's budget went down and down season for. So did Batman. Batman's went down till they couldn't even afford stuff anymore.
There you go.
That's just the way Hollywood it works.
There you go.
And
throw
so
money at
the
you.
stories are good.
Then take it away after that.
There you go. And it's the law of diminishing returns. And what was true, what was true for Star Trek was true for Batman too. Is that the later series had less good episodes.
Yeah.
And what's interesting also is why, with the budgets of the Apes again, why did they have a TV series after? I don't know. It was much less to produce. I don't know. They made a TV series after the last movie.
Well, of course, that was done on a smaller budget.
And again, good stories in there. Those
two astronauts should have been banned from acting. I feel.
No, I don't know. I think Ron Harper did other stuff too, but I don't know. What do I know? Okay, whatever. It works for me. I never saw Anthony Hopkins in the Hitchcock movie.
Yeah, I like it's about the making of Psycho. But that's just the thing. And anytime you do something about a real life, you're gonna take liberties. Unfortunately,
you don't have to always. I don't care what anybody says. You don't have to.
I'm in agreement with you. You don't.
I think it depends on the person's story. How dull is their story? If the story is dull,
From what I remember of that film, I hated it because it was politically correct, and it was more inclined to James Spotto's book that was mentioned last week, where you start psychoanalyzing a film director and applying and pathologizing his filmmaking because you've psychoanalyzed the director, and you even end up pathologizing film viewing. If you look up the word scopophilia and have a look at what comes out of that definition, that whole trend of pathologizing filmmakers and film viewing is anathema to me.
There you go. David Tomlinson's autobiography has recently been reissued. He's immortalized Mr. Banks in Mary Poppins. Now I know who he is now.
There was a good made-for-TV film called The Girl. It was Hitchcock was played by Toby Jones, and it was about the making of Marnie. Oh no, sorry, it was about the making of The Birds and how he basically tormented Tippi Hedren. And Tippi Hedren was played by I've forgotten her name now. I just had it in my head. That was good.
Yeah,
it wasn't the girl from Supergirl.
That's factually correct, but I've got I've got exactly the same problem with that film as I had with the other one. I just can't stand that attitude. I just can't bear it.
By the way, speaking of Marnie, which you misspoke about that one, I found out that's one that I've not seen of Hitchcock's, and it's playing on the big screen at the theater around here in August sometime. So
are you going, Joe?
I should. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm interested in seeing the Hitchcock films.
You've got to leave the house, Joe. You can't stay in the house all the time.
I'm telling you, right?
Good advice for D-Man.
Yeah, that's a great advice. Very good. Now, is the greatest story ever told Charlton Heston's worst movie? It's not near his worst movie, but he's not. But I don't like that movie. I mean, I like biblical movies and movies about Christ and things. But I find this a dull movie. I don't like what's his name, Max von Sydow. As Christ. I don't really love him in it, to tell you the truth. But I like Jeffrey Hunter even better.
Yeah.
But
he's a bit somber, isn't he, Max von Sydow?
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, isn't it? But I like, and it's also got so many guest stars, cameos. It's like, look who it is. Look, it's Shelley Winters, it's Roddy McDowall, it's John Wayne. You remember there's that scene when Christ is crucified, and then there's a big storm or whatever. And there's a famous line, from the Bible, and you hear John Wayne, you see him standing there and looking up, he's playing a soldier, and he goes, "Truly, this man was the Son of God."
Right, and you know the joke about that, don't you? The joke about the director saying, "Cut, John, put some awe into it," and he says, "Oh, surely this man is the Son of God."
And I'm like, that's his whole role, that's his whole part. It's like, come on. But I think. One thing, I think Charlton Heston in the movie, he plays John the Baptist, and I think his parts are very good. His moments are good.
Yeah.
I wonder if when that movie came out, if it got criticism from the casting, kind of like, because the Odyssey, which I did see last week, which I'll talk about, did get a little criticism because of it's a Greek fairy tale, right? And no Greeks were hired to play any of the parts, but then again, it's called acting, right? So.
All right, now you're getting funny here. When you watch the Apes films, which character do you identify with? I identify with Charlton Heston because he's lusting after that gorgeous.
Whatever. That wasn't the question.
Identify with.
Yeah, the only good human is a dead human.
I identify with Taylor because he was quite a misanthrope, and
I identify with that too these days. Sorry.
Yeah, he joined up so he could escape society, and I thought, yeah, he's gone the right track there as Taylor.
Yeah, and that's why that's what interested him in the role, because he thought that was such a good idea. He's like you hate man, you hate Earth, you hate people, so you exile yourself, and then you find out you're the only one left to defend the humans.
And he played it so well, Heston, as well. He played it so well.
Maybe Godzilla should visit the Planet of the Apes. I think they did that already. There's a lot of things, comic books, where they have Star Trek meets the Planet of the Apes and all, Godzilla, all this stuff.
Oh, I just remembered something.
Right.
Fun fact, as they say. What's her name? Tina Fey said this, and she's Greek, and Charlton Heston was Greek, and she said,
30, is it?
Heston in Greek means crap. That's what that means.
Whoa!
Oh,
so
interesting.
That's just factual.
How did he take that?
No, she said it recently. He didn't hear it.
Oh, good.
So, I mean, it is what it is.
Has the pan? I saw Shockwaves a long time ago. Peter Cushing, dreadfully thin in it. Yeah, I saw it a long time ago. It's about those weird-looking beings that living under the water, or they come out of the water. I need another view. I've got a Blu-ray of it somewhere. Okay. Anybody know this?
Yes,
it is possible.
Yes, it is. Tom Baker is my favorite Doctor. I had all of his stuff on DVD. But they were just told by stories. Each story got its own DVD. But now they're releasing all the Doctor Who by seasons. And I've got 6 of the 7 seasons of Tom Baker's Doctor Who on Blu-ray, and because they release like one season with this Doctor, then they'll release another season with William Hartnell, and then they'll release another season with someone else, so they keep mixing and keep mixing it, so there's no real rhyme or reason to it, but you can start getting them all on Blu-ray.
Doctor Who has to be one of the longest running TV series ever, I imagine. It's still going to this day.
If Tom Baker had been born a generation before, when the British film industry was a bit more lively, instead of on the skids in the 70s, I think he would have been a major actor.
Major star.
Because if you look at the 2 parts he played just before he got Doctor Who, one was in the Vault of Horror, one of those short stories where he plays a painter, and he plays that so well. And when he plays the evil sorcerer in the Golden Voyage of Sinbad, he's the main guy. He's the main guy.
He could have done both. He could have played heroes, and he had a lot of charisma. And that smile of his too. I mean, it was fantastic.
Didn't he play Rasputin somewhere in there as well? I think.
I believe so. Yeah. And he was in the one of the Canterbury Tales films. I think it was in the Canterbury Tales.
Right.
From the 70s as well, yeah.
Right.
By the way, Tom, I just remembered. Thanks for giving me the heads up again about that Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair.
Oh, right. Comes out tomorrow.
I ordered it. It's a good price, not a bad price, I guess either.
No. I mean, Amazon took my money this morning for it, so I should get like a shipping notification tomorrow morning. I'll get it tomorrow at some point. So
I'm in no hurry to watch it because I just saw it on the big screen, the whole bloody affair. But I do want to see the extras pretty quick.
Right.
Woody Allen, Small Time Crooks. 4D likes it, if I remember. I like it too.
Yeah, I do.
That's the one with Hugh Grant, right? Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I do like it.
I thought it could have been a little bit better. I mean, a good cast, and I had a little bit of high hopes on that one. I think I was a little let down on that one.
Oh, a rare moment. Tom being negative there.
Yeah,
unheard of.
That's true. And the plot, I believe, was already done in an Edward G. Robinson movie or something. I forget what the name of it is, but I found out later that they did that idea where they tunnel up through something.
Right.
There you go.
Right. Yeah, there it is.
Is that the videotape?
That's the VHS.
Right.
Small Time Crooks, yeah.
I actually just saw your video where you showed that. I bought the box set of, what is it, a dozen films in that set of Woody Allen films?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. There's a lot of scenes I like. I like, who's that guy? What's that? Oh, that actor. I don't know. He always plays the dumb guy. He plays the dumb guy in this one too.
Michael Rappaport?
Yeah, I think that's him, right? And he's like, they're digging through the tunnel out of the pizza store or whatever they're doing, and he's got like he's wearing the miner's hat, and and he's got the light in the front, but he has it backwards, like a baseball cap backwards. And he goes, and Woody Allen's behind. He's like, "What are you doing with that?" He goes, "What do you mean? What am I doing?" And he goes, "The light, it belongs in the front." And he goes, "Yeah, but it looks cooler this way, man." Yes. Oh, Woody Allen.
And that famous comic actress who's running the store, whose name I can't remember.
Tracy Ullman.
No, am I getting mixed up with another? There's another actress who he later played opposite again in the Amazon film that he did.
You talking about the older woman or something?
Somebody on this panel will know who I'm talking about. She's quite a famous comic actress. It's not Lily Tomlin. Oh no, my memory's not going to catch it. Sorry, guys.
She was the one who had the bakery.
Yeah.
You're not talking about his wife, right? You're not talking about Tracy Ullman. You're not talking about
it's not Tracy Ullman. It's not. It's another
one. There's Elaine May.
Elaine May.
That's who it is. Okay.
Yeah, she's wonderful. She's wonderful.
She's another one. She's the one that plays another dense one.
Yeah, she always plays something a bit flaky.
Yeah.
The woman's 94 years old.
Oh, is she still with us?
Yeah.
Wow.
I really enjoy her film, A New Leaf. That's one of my favorite, maybe my favorite romantic comedies.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
New Leaf. Yeah. Okay. Greatest Story Ever Told was presented in Cinerama. I saw The Little Foxes. Joe, you have it on DVD, don't you? I had it right here. Yeah, I do have it. And back at, about 20 years ago when I was going crazy watching a lot of Bette Davis movies, I watched a lot of them. I watched The Letter and I watched some other ones. I didn't get to The Little Foxes.
Is that the one where Bette Davis is trashing her husband, Claude Rains?
Or is it that other one? What's the other one I keep now? Voyager?
She often trashes husbands, so it's difficult to separate them out.
Now Voyager.
Oh, I just got a private message.
Yeah, that's for you, Joe, from me.
Oh, okay. I just have to remember this.
Just if you want to, it's there.
Okay. I just got to remember this. Okay, let me just get back to where I was.
All right. Get to showing some movies here.
Yeah, no, I'm keeping my eye on the clock. Don't worry. You got till 6, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, you said so. I'll have you in soon. Anyway.
No, I haven't seen them yet. I'll see Atomic. I'll probably see Atomic Blonde first. I mean, that one looks pretty good to me.
There's a really impressive sequence in that. It's about this 15-minute long take with no editing. It's just one long shot, and they go in and out of buildings, in and out of cars. Yeah. It's very impressive.
Right. Anyone see Now You See Me 3?
Yeah, that whole series I got no interest in.
Didn't see the second one.
Yeah, but I don't know if do you count that? I guess you got to count it. Yeah.
That was back when seasons were like 30 plus episodes long.
Yeah.
All right. Before we do, let me show you. I'll go to Tom after this. I'll show you. I bought 3. Did I see anything? Oh, I feel like I watched something. I don't remember what, but
and I didn't really care for that comment you made there, guy, in the Barnes and Nobles. Your Barnes and Nobles video.
Oh, I thought of you. I thought of you. Yeah. So there's the overrated Raging Bull.
Oh, you know what? I was going to say something in the comment section, but I thought it would get lost in the.
Yeah.
If I just wrote it down, you wouldn't understand it. So I suppose I could tell you now. But
okay,
I suppose I feel the same way.
Wait a minute. Let's have a full camera.
It's hard to put it into text.
Yeah, half of it's good, half of it nah. In my opinion, I'm in the minority. It's considered a great film.
Yeah, I was going to say Raging Bull overrated. Oh, in that Italian way, you know.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think somebody else agreed with me, unless that was you. But anyway, let me just show what I bought. People, again, I put in a video. All right, first thing, Criterion sale. I went there and I finally got a hold of. It's a Mad World for 50% off. Mm-hmm. I have it on DVD. This is the first time I got it on a Blu-ray, so that's a no-brainer for me. And then I picked up, this was $15.99 plus 40% off that. And it was Chinatown on Blu-ray. Hate the cover. I like poster. I like poster art, really. Mm-hmm. But still, I didn't buy it for the cover, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Classic film, though.
And I've never seen it, and it's great, you know.
Jerry Goldsmith.
Jerry Goldsmith.
Supposedly, it's the greatest screenplay ever written, is what they say.
That's what they say.
We'll see after I see it. I'll see how I weigh in on that opinion. And of course, a new movie, so to speak. Hey. Substance, 30% off is why I went for it. You know, $35, 30% off. Heard a lot of good things about this. You know, I want to see it.
The last 30 minutes will blow your mind, Joe.
Was it going to blow? My girlfriend hates gory movies and horror movies. I tried to tell her a little bit about this, and I said, I think you'll be interested. She said, okay, we'll watch it. Now, last night, because, you know, I was going to put it on. This right now, sorry, folks, I know 4D wanted me to watch Chinatown and some other things. This is what's on my front burner right now, the Substance I want to see pretty quick. Last night, Sunday night, I was exhausted, man. It's 8:00 at night. I was like, man, I wanted to put it on, but I'm like, I have to. My brain turns to mush, and if it's mush, I'm not going to be able to really focus on it and really get the vibes. So I'm like, I got to wait a little bit.
It's tough keeping up with Mikey Arugula that early in the morning, huh?
Oh yeah, I got up at like. Did I get up at 5:30 yesterday, which I don't want to get up?
You told me 5, I think.
I got up early, and then I went out to see him at 9 a.m. and he always makes you exhausted. I'm telling you. And not only that, but I have to see Mikey Arugula on Wednesday. I say have to. Getting together with him to 2 days, and he's got, I think, 12 people that are coming to his place. A lot of them are collectors, Beatle collectors and stuff. We're gonna have a big breakfast, and I'm gonna be exhausted after dealing with him. He makes me tired. He really does. He's a great guy, but I get exhausted. So Tom, let's just get Tom's movies and things he bought and wants to talk about.
Just 2 things real quick, but you know, Criterion sale going on as well. But the movie happened to come out this month, and I've already got this one from Imprint, which I think was the Australian company. But I'm glad Criterion ended up getting the rights for this as well. And this is The Great HUD.
I thought it was that.
Just great cast. You know, we all know Paul Newman. You know, Melvin Douglas, Patricia Neal. Fantastic cast. I mean, Paul Newman is so unlikable. I like movies when the main character is like really unlikable, and I like to see where it goes. You know, kind of like Raging Bull as well, right? I mean, De Niro plays a character that's not really a likable person. So
you must love Gone with the Wind.
Oh yeah. Anyways, but haven't thrown it in the Blu-ray player yet. But I'll check this out soon.
Place it.
There you go. Thank you, Joe. Thanks, Bella. And the movie that I was really looking forward to that just got announced, it's kind of been lost for a while, kind of a controversial film from 1969, and that's a movie called Last Summer. three friends, kind of like a Jules and Jim type situation. Two guys befriend a girl. They're in on the island in New York where it's kind of a vacation spot, and they all have like the same thing where it's their parents are there to escape life. They're all just getting drunk and partying all the time, and they cause try to get some mischief. And a fourth person, a second girl, kind of like joins the gang as well. And let's just say there's the pretty graphic grape scene there at the end, but it's pretty cool. I like the story. Again, youth and how they're handling life and their families, and they're growing up, and really good stuff, Joe. Really good stuff. There you go. Last summer.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you, Warner Archives.
I like the idea of Paul Newman in the last one too. What you said, I never saw her.
Yeah, but anyways, Richard Thomas.
Sure.
The Waltons. Yeah. This movie came out right before, and it was kind of like a little controversial because he went from this film then right into the Waltons, and it was hard to kind of promote him in a way after being in such a controversial film. But then you got Barbara Hershey, who was the main lead actress in there, and then you also got Bruce Davison.
Willard.
Yeah. So these are all kind of like their first, films and whatnot. So in a way, but good stuff. There you go.
And what did you see?
What did I saw? So I saw one movie that you picked up, and I wanted to see it because it's been a while, and it's Hollywoodland, right?
No.
Yeah. This again, another realistic tale. Takes place back in the 50s, where it's about the George Reeves murder mystery, or if it was a murder, or if it was suicide. So I gotta tell you, and then Adrian Brody plays the private detective that's trying to crack the case or whatever. But I love the buildup to the end, and then the end is just so
don't spoil too much.
I'm not, but I think you'll really, just because it's telling two stories at the same time. It's telling the George Reeves story, and then it's also telling Adrian Brody's story as the private eye trying to
the best Superman.
Technically, Ben Affleck's the only actor who's portrayed both Batman and Superman.
Superman, that is correct. Yes. Yeah, so Ben Affleck does play George Reeves and does do a pretty good job in that. So check that out. Last night, I've been wanting to rewatch this film. We talk about sometimes there's an actor that's born to play a part. Well, Daniel Day-Lewis was born to play Lincoln, this was the Steven Spielberg film. I forgot when it came out, before 2019. Anyways. But I was watching this last night, and it was definitely, it's about, Lincoln trying to end the war, but also trying to end slavery at the same time. And it's great because he's also trying to get bipartisan to get the, was it the 13th or the 14th Amendment? I'm I'm drawing a blank on it right now. But anyways, it's a great political story. I'm sure not every part of this is true, either factual as well. So I'm sure liberties were taken for this as well. But I tell you, Daniel Day-Lewis is Lincoln in this film, and it's another all-star cast. You got Tommy Lee Jones, and here's so many other. Sally Field plays his Lincoln's wife. So many great character actors in here as well. So check that out.
Okay. You might have to answer this, Tom, maybe.
No, it does not. It's just a straight 3-hour film, and that's the film that I saw in theaters last week, and I had a fantastic time watching it in IMAX theater. It was great. It was a great event, and go see it.
I know Tom saw this, The Naked Gun film. Were you a little disappointed in it?
the last act, the first and second acts, I thought were just nonstop. I was just laughing my ass off. The ending kind of got off rails for me.
I've forgotten a lot of the details, but in the other room, there's a whole bunch of books on the three main Kennedys, because I was big on that history for a long while. And I've forgotten most of the very weird, almost occult parallels between President Lincoln and President John F. Kennedy. But the only one I can remember, because it was so striking, is that President Kennedy's secretary was called Evelyn Lincoln. And, President Lincoln's secretary was called Kennedy.
Oh, wow.
But there's loads of parallels like that between them. It's like, starts to get a bit spooky.
Right.
Spooky. Okay, high definition, Mad World. I saw Broadway Danny Rose the other day. Really good movie. I agree. I think it's one of his best. I agree.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm just a beard. Beard.
I'm thinking of the Purple Rose of Cairo. I can't remember which one's which.
Oh, maybe we're thinking of two different ones. That's pretty different.
She won't like me saying this, but Mia Farrow has got a lot to thank Woody Allen for, because he brought
absolutely.
He brought acting abilities out of her that no other director has done.
Yeah.
There you go.
Her career wasn't going anywhere after Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good. She's very good in that Broadway Danny Rose.
And she was marvelous in Purple Rose of Cairo as well. She was so brilliant.
Is this the movie we're talking about with Edward G. Robinson? That's like small time crooks larceny. Where do I think I remember another title? If that's what we're talking about, but you could be right. Are the old Criterion releases still from Janus Films?
Yeah.
A lot of that titles
a lot of them are. Yeah.
Speaking of intermissions, I was surprised to see that there was an intermission in Heaven's Gate, but on the Criterion disc they
removed it.
They removed it, so it just fades to black, and then it's the next scene.
I think the intermission was only used so they could pass the hat around to get some money to compensate for all the money they lost.
Could be, yeah.
Hello, Douglas, and also hello to 4D. Yep. Don't leave anybody out. Davison without the D. I don't know. This doesn't really fit anything, but it's a thought that I had that hit me now. So I'm going to talk about actors and who are right for the part, and and stuff like that. Anybody know the name, or do you? Barry Atwater?
Yeah.
Night
Stalker.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I've watched The Night Stalker a zillion times. I love it, right? I think he's really good in that, except that I call it has like another title to it that I call it The Vampire Stunt Double. I mean, all the action shots with him running around is an obvious stunt double. But anyway, what I didn't know, and I only found out, I watched Twilight Zone many years, and The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street is one of my favorite episodes. And I didn't know till I was watching Svengoolie in between. It was Night Stalker was on there. And Svengoolie in between talks about other movies. As Barry Atwater was in The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. He plays the neighbor that everybody suspects is maybe an alien or something like that.
Right.
Because his car starts or something. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't see any resemblance. I'm like, I didn't even know that was him, and it is, and it's interesting also when you find these things where actors were in the same things together, because Claude Akins was in The Night Stalker also, and he also was in that episode of the Twilight Zone with Barry Atwater. So I thought I never knew that. Amazing. Sometimes you go almost your whole life and you didn't know something like that.
Well, that's what Sasha was pointing out last week with Alec Guinness and who's the other fella, Herbert Lom, who were both in the Lady Killers, but then that was a portent of them being together in the Pink Panther movies.
Well, yeah, sometimes the same actors will work together multiple times, just like a director has the same crew and actors repeatedly. That's
Stephen Fry was born to play Oscar Wilde.
Yeah.
And while we're on the subject, Paul Williams, the songwriter, he was born to play an orangutan. He was born.
Could you put that into words which even Caesar could understand?
I mean, that is perfect orangutan. And Claude Akers was born to play a gorilla. Nothing wrong with the casting. And John Huston is in that movie playing the lawgiver. He too.
Yeah.
Wasn't Paul Williams in The Phantom of Paradise, the Brian De Palma?
Yeah, he was there too.
I love that movie. One of my favorites of the 70s. 10 times better than the other one, Rocky Horror Picture Show, I think.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen it.
Oh, Idiocracy is hilarious. Hilarious.
Yeah, and it's a prediction, right, of today's reality.
Yes. Yeah.
That is correct. I have not seen Radio Days. I don't know why it's a big deal.
No, Farley's comment all the way at the bottom is hilarious.
Oh, I gotta go down to the bottom. If I'm gonna lose the ones, the problem.
No, you don't have to.
Let who talk? Me?
No, Tim.
Oh, let Tim talk. I thought I said let him talk.
No.
Oh, look who's finally decided to show up. John Moreno. What's going on? We was leaving a special link. I think if you go up to the top, John, I think maybe it's still there, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's covered by now. I don't know. The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street is the only Twilight Zone episode I remember seeing as a kid. Okay, let's go back up here. What is that? Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. I don't know what that was for. Impression of Lincoln I got was that it was very dialogue heavy with only a few set pieces.
Very dialogue heavy. Absolutely. So if you like dialogue.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Edward G. Robinson movie is Larceny Incorporated.
Not Murder Incorporated.
Reds had an intermission. So did Ben-Hur. So did Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair.
That's right.
The way it was intended. What's on Far From Heaven?
Yeah, love. I really like that movie a lot. Really interrelational. Wife married to a man that might not like women anymore. Very good.
Wait, is that the film? The one with the?
Yeah, Julianne Moore.
Julianne Moore. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Very good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Todd Haynes, right?
Yep.
It's a great film. Great film, Radio Days. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I get Todd Haynes and Todd Solondz mixed up. Very different filmmakers.
Yeah.
They have the same last name.
Two-Face and the Rose. Wow.
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Two-Face. Clint Eastwood.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. That is the movie. Larceny Inc. Okay. Now we're up to Mr. Timothy. Timothy, why did you pick? First, you said you picked up some things. So.
Yeah, I picked up a few things. Nothing amazing, but I'm a Hong Kong film guy. A lot of Hong Kong people.
I'll be the judge of that.
Don't like the Dragon Dynasty movies, but I do. I think they did a great job, and I didn't have Return to 36 Chamber before, so $2 to pick that
classic.
up. I've never seen it. I've seen the original, but I haven't seen the sequel. So I'll be watching that.
Oh, it's a sequel, right?
Yeah, this one's the sequel. Oh, it's Tom. I thought it was. Forget it was.
Yeah, I've seen the original.
And I have nothing about this movie, but the title looked interesting and it did well at Sundance. Die Mommy Die. No idea. I know it's going to be
I like the sound of it.
Yeah. I know it's going to be a dark comedy, but that's all I know.
That's not Christina Crawford's autobiography, is it?
No.
Is it her name Christina Crawford?
No. I can't think of her name right now, but no.
I thought it was a good joke.
And we were talking about this just came out on 4K, but DVD is good enough for me.
Tom, what are you doing?
Nothing. No, yeah. Did you watch
hold
it?
on. We're taking this
I haven't
time.
watched it yet. No, I
there
have
you
not
go.
watched it yet.
Yeah.
But,
We talked about
I
that.
don't think anymore.
It's good. It's a good character study. Everything's understated in that film.
Yeah.
So I'll be watching that soon.
It's a subtle
And
film.
the last one I picked up, I did watch, and it's another martial arts movie called Invincible Monkey Fist. It's only 70 minutes. But I have a severe complaint about this company that put out these Insta action movies, and that they don't work. It took me 2.5 hours to watch a 70-minute movie because every time it got to an Insta action scene, it stayed on Insta action and went to the next Insta action scene and the next Insta action scene. So every time that happened, I had to go back, find my place in the movie, start it again until the next action scene came. And there are a few action scenes in martial arts movies. It took me like 2.5 hours to get through this thing. And I tried it in 3 different players and they all did it. So don't buy Insta action discs.
You're saying that the scenes would skip?
Yeah, it goes to the first fighting scene, and then after the fighting scene's over, it goes to the next fighting scene. I
thought they were always edited like that. Those things.
It doesn't go back to the movie. Like I didn't press Insta action, and apparently there's no way to turn it off. So I have no idea.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
No, it wasn't ideal, and it pissed me off. Anyway, and I watched 2 family comedies. One's from about 66 with Jimmy.
This is ideal.
Stewart.
Hold on, stop. What's this?
I just happened to have this right next to me. Sorry, I didn't plan that, but I have it right.
Oh, it's literally ideal.
Yeah, TV series.
Ideal.
And it's got broken.
Just saying it's ideal. This is an ideal thing to have.
Yeah. Sorry, that was just a coincidence.
Sorry.
Well, I watched a film I really enjoyed, a 60s family film called Dear Bridget, starring Jimmy Stewart and Billy Mooney was a little 18-year-old kid. And Jimmy Stewart plays a professor, and he's a professor of the arts, and he hates sciences and math and all of that stuff. And that's taking over, and he's really crotchety and mad about it. And his daughter's a piano player, and he has a little family band, but his son's not very good at music, so they're trying to find him something else to do. And it turns out that this teacher discovers that he's a math prodigy. And this really infuriates Jim Stewart. He's really, he's trying to do anything he can to keep his kid from being a math prodigy, but the kid can't help it. And it gets long involved, but it's called Dear Bridget. And I thought this was interesting because he's 8 years old and he's fallen in love with Bridget Bardot, and he's writing her all the time. And he's using his math skills to make a little extra money to buy stamps to send. He writes her every night. And eventually she writes him back and invites him. And so him and Jimmy Stewart go to France. And Bridget Bardot is actually in this movie uncredited. She's not credited anywhere. And she's actually in the movie for 10 minutes like that. But it's a really nice little movie.
And James Stewart's always good at comedy, always.
Yeah, and he plays great curmudgeon-y guys, and he forgets things too. He's your typical curmudgeon-y, forgetful professor. He keeps coming home from the office in a taxi, and his wife has to tell him that you drove to work, darling. So then he has to go take another taxi back to work to get his car and bring it home. You know,
I'll have to buy that one. What's it called again, Tim?
Dear Bridget. Okay. Bridget spelled like Bardot, Brigitt.
Of course.
Bridget.
Yeah.
I can't explain why, but for years I thought James Stewart was English. It was his kind of soft accent.
Well. Plus, he played a key role in World War II in England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a squadron leader.
We're going to get to World War II in England in just a minute. But I watched another 60s movie called How to Save a Marriage and Ruin Your Life, starring this is a little bit pushing the envelope for American films in the mid 60s, because people are sleeping, they're not showing it, but people are sleeping together and being unfaithful and all of that kind of stuff, and that didn't go. It was still like not happening in the 60s. But this stars Dean Martin and Stella Stevens, and I just love Stella Stevens.
Stella Stevens.
You can't love Stella.
Yeah, I think that perked my interest a little bit.
And Dean, I think this might be Dean Martin's best movie. Dean Martin plays this perpetual bachelor guy.
He sucks usually.
And his best friend, who Stella Stevens works for, is having an affair with like this ideal woman, not physically, but she does everything for him, and she's like perfect, and he's just and Dean Martin's trying to get him to go back to his wife and mistakes Stella Stevens for the woman that he's having an affair with. So then it's a mistaken identity screwball comedy. So all hell breaks loose. He winds up breaking up their marriage, and Stella Stevens loses her job, and all this kind of stuff happens. But it's pretty funny movie.
She's fantastic.
Oh,
she's fantastic.
My Wallach is in it too.
She's fantastic in this little movie called The Ballad of Cable Hoagie with Jason Robards.
Yeah, no, I've seen
Jerry
it.
Goldsmith.
Yeah.
Jerry Goldsmith.
No, she is a good actress and gorgeous,
Right.
and she's, how do you not, And finally, last movie I watched, I only watched 4 this week. I never heard of it before, and this was a charming little movie. Again, World War II, called Hanover Street. Anybody know Hanover Street?
Yeah, I've heard of Hanover, but that's
Harrison Ford.
No, Hanover Square is what I'm thinking of.
This is Hanover Street. Harrison Ford and Leslie Ann Warren. And he's a soldier. He's a fighter pilot in World War II. And she's this married woman with a daughter. And they meet. And last week I was talking about this movie, Crackjaw something. I don't even remember. But it had Jane Mansfield. And they spend the whole movie trying to convince you that Jane Mansfield loves this guy. And you don't believe it. And this movie, in 60 seconds, you get Harrison Ford and Leslie Ann Warren. I mean, it's so in 60 seconds, you're like, yep, I get it. He's already in love. He's met her, and he's already in love. And it's just done really, really well. And she won't even tell him her name because she's married and blah blah blah. But they keep going through with it anyway, and it gets a little convoluted because towards the end, Christopher Plummer is her husband, and Harrison Ford winds up having to fly him on a mission that's probably going to be a suicide mission. So they wind up, saving each other's lives and helping each other out and all of this stuff. And then Harrison finds out that she's his wife. So he's a good guy. Let's just put it that way. I won't give the whole end away, but he's a good guy. And it's a really charming movie. And it had a commentary. So that's why I only watched 4 movies. I watched the commentary. So I watched the movie twice.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like a lot to me, 4 in 1 week. But it's just me.
Well, I usually watch 5.
Great.
So
7 days in a week. Yeah. Got figured.
But really good, highly recommended movie if you ever don't know if it's ever been on Blu-ray or anything. But great little World War II film.
Yep. Well, thanks, Tim. Thanks for sharing. Tim, have you noticed in Kung Fu films they use music from Tangerine Dream or John Barry music to The Man with the Golden Arm? Pink Floyd, Kraftwerk. Well, that's a long mouthful.
They use anything, but you got to watch that because sometimes if you're watching a dubbed version, they'll substitute the music as well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch this one. Which Hepburn was better, Audrey or Catherine? I think
Catherine all the way.
Yeah,
it's got to be Catherine Hepburn. I think.
Yeah, no contest. No contest.
I mean, I haven't seen a lot by Audrey Hepburn, really. I mean,
unless we're talking about spending the night, then I might change my mind.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. Yeah, I can't let that get in the way.
Both are twigs, you know.
Tim, don't you like me, Tim? That's later on.
Eat a cookie. Eat a cookie.
Four Academy Awards to one, you know, and if you want to go in that route.
Yeah. I guess.
They mentioned Pink Floyd. I don't know if this is impressive or not. You be the judge, but my mum's partner knew the Pink Floyd band before they were Pink Floyd.
Ah, nice.
Just as people, you know. Then they became a band. But he actually had an affair with one of their wives.
Pink Floyd are people!
Yeah.
You're kidding!
I like any opportunity to use that. Don't take it personally.
He's also been in Britt Eklund's bedroom.
Oh, well. Now you talk.
Wait, no, sorry.
No, you ruined it again. Not Britt.
Dr. No, Ursula Andrews.
That's even better.
Why did I say Britt? Yeah, Ursula Andrews.
Ursula Andrews or Britt Eklund? I'll go for Ursula.
Ursula. Yeah.
We got time for just 30, 40 more questions because I got to get Doc to make that for me, but it's only going to be audio only, I think. They're going to put a picture on, like still picture, with him going. We got time for 30, 40 more questions.
Well, I should show this because I picked it off the door. I forgot I had this when I was showing the Liverpool Philharmonic posters last week. I forgot I'd framed this one. There you go.
Oh,
nice.
My favorite film noir of all time, and one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's just a still from the film, right? Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Showing a leg above the knee. Oh, risque.
There you go.
With a different head on her.
Oh, come on, Barbara's
the ankle bracelet. The ankle bracelet was very risque.
Yeah, at that time.
For America. Yeah.
I haven't seen The Brute, but I've seen The Brute Man with Rondo Hatton.
Or you got Brute Force with Burt Lancaster.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Which one in Pink? I think it was the drummer.
Which one is Pink?
I only saw Paths of Glory once. I remember liking it. But...
That's the film that inspired Terry Gilliam to become a filmmaker. He said, "This is the film that made me want to be a director."
Yeah, there you go.
And that was Kubrick. Gentlemen, nice hanging out with you this week. But hopefully,
glad you're able to make it.
Thank you, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week. So,
all right, I could end the show on that because it's 90 minutes, but I got time, so why not keep it?
Yeah,
not because of you, because nothing else to talk about. Unless anybody could think about anything else, we'll keep going.
All right, take care, gentlemen. See you.
So long,
Bye.
Tom. Bye, Tom. And there was Tom. He made it for 90 minutes.
I can tell you a bit about this film poster.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Made in 2016 by Jim Jarmusch. I think it was made entirely on location in Paterson, New Jersey. It's very typical Jim Jarmusch, but more so than any other film in that there really isn't any plot. Because Jim Jarmusch is interested in the moments in between moments. So, so to focus on that, you stop the plot. And when there's nothing happening, you get the moments in between moments. But this is a very whimsical film in that he will tease your expectations to reveal how brainwashed we are by Hollywood. So, for instance, the place is called Paterson, New Jersey. It's a real place. It's where Lou Costello was brought up, and it was where Allen Ginsberg was raised. And I think William Carlos Williams as well, because he wrote about Paterson. He was raised. So it's got these claims to fame, and there is a pub in Paterson, New Jersey, where the lead character Adam Driver goes into. It's his local haunt, and behind the bar you see photographs of Lou Costello, all the famous people basically. Mm-hmm. So the whole film is steeped in a sense of place. And Adam Driver plays a bus driver who has aspirations to be a poet, so he writes poetry a lot. And that's his whole character. And he's a nice guy, and he drives the bus. And one day, everything shuts out. All the electrics shut out on the bus, so he has to pull over. He has to evacuate the bus, and they have to wait for another bus to come along. And you would think, oh, that's hardly a set piece. It's not an event. But when he gets home, his wife said, God, are you all right? That it could have exploded. Are you okay? It's like overreacting to it. And when he finally takes the dog for a walk, and he does his usual thing of tying up the dog outside, going in for a very swift pint. There's a wonderful bartender behind the bar who's one of the main characters in this. And he tells him, Adam Driver tells him, well, I had a bit of a shit day because the bus pulled over and it flaked out. And the black guy who's the bartender says, tongue in cheek, "Oh, are you okay? It could have been a fucking fireball." And then they both burst out laughing. And what they're getting at, what Jim Jarmusch is getting at, is how many films have a big explosion with a character running away towards the camera from it. That whole motif. So what that does is typical of the plot of this film, insofar as there is one, is that Jim Jarmusch will tempt you into that direction and then dash that ludicrous expectation. So there's another moment where he's walking his dog, and this bunch of Rasta guys pull over, and and they start black rapping and stuff like that. And what he's doing is he's leading you into prejudices that, oh my God, they're going to mug him, they're going to take his money. And all they have is a nice exchange where they're asking him, is that your dog? That's a pedigree dog?
No, see that?
They have the nice exchange, and that's the end of that. Then he goes to tie his dog as usual outside the pub and goes in, and you're thinking, oh my God, that dog's not going to be there when he comes out. And the dog's there when he comes out. There's nothing. So the whole film is like that, where in a sense there's nothing going on, and it's beautiful. It's one of my, if it's not Dead Man, this is my favorite Jim Jarmusch film of all. It's just a gorgeous film, and it's gorgeously subversive, and it's so tranquil. It's meditative. It's like a meditation to watch this film. It's beautiful.
Sounds like it defies expectations.
Yes, deliberately subverts Hollywood expectations, and he is doing it deliberately. Is there a soundtrack album to Paterson? Do you know? I think, is it Jim Jarmusch who did the score for it? In which case there probably will be, but I'm not sure. You
won't like this, but a good friend of mine told me today how much he hated Stranger Than Fiction. But he was not Stranger Than Fiction, Stranger Than Paradise. But he was expecting a traditional film with a plot,
right. Yes, yeah. You'd have to add that proviso to people, which is why I had it here. If you're keen on plot, if you want to find out what happens next, this isn't the director for you, let alone the film for you, because nothing happens next. That's what happens next. Nothing does. But you get these
film about nothing.
Yeah, you get these lovely little moments like this dog that he's walking here, this sort of bulldog that he's walking. They don't like each other. It's his wife that loves the dog, but all through this film you can see the dog does not like him, and he doesn't really like the dog, and that becomes like a whimsical thing. So what you get in this film is 7 days in the life of Adam Driver as a bus driver. It's 7 days in the life of this guy from start to finish. And every time he comes home, so you get in a routine, because you do in life. Your life is a routine. So there's lots of very similar moments, because it's 7 days in the life and they're all kind of the same. And every time he comes home, when he walks past his mailbox is always slanted on the side, and he has to put it back upright again, and then he goes in, and the next day when he comes home, it's slanted on the side again. And towards the end, you see what's going on, because towards the end, before he comes home, the front door is a bit open, and this fucking dog comes out of the front door, runs down the driveway, and just pushes the mailbox aside and goes back in. It's like it's doing it just to fuck him off. And he comes home and he has to put it on again. And that's the sort of low-key whimsicality of the whole film. There isn't any big explosions, and there isn't any plot points, and there isn't any action. It's not that kind of film, but it's beautifully poetic. There you go.
But he does leave the house.
He does. Yeah, he does.
The way you described that made me think of Wim Wenders' film Perfect Days, because it's not about the plot, you know.
Right. Yeah.
It's about the
there's more movies like that.
Yeah, I was thinking of Jacques Tati's Playtime. You know, nothing happens. 2.5 hour film where nothing happens. But it's
have you seen Naked Island? Japanese film. No. That's just about some people who do some gardening, and they're on a boat and they go to the village, and it's the repetition of the same thing all the time.
And the reason I favor films like this is because I'm not interested in plot, even in my favorite films. I couldn't care less what happens next, for instance, in Double Indemnity. It's my favorite film noir. And back when I was trying to be a fiction writer in the 1970s with my old manual typewriter, one of the reasons I failed, aside from the fact that I hadn't had much experience in life at the age of 16, is that I for the life of me, I can't do plot. I can't create plots. So it's not in my head to be interested in plot. So it's not what draws me to films.
I guess I'm not thinking about it that often, but I guess I do like plots good. But there are times when I know what you mean, where it's not about a plot, it's about other things. And I can't think of a movie right now that's like that, but I know it happened. I've liked movies like that.
Right.
My Dinner with Andre. I don't know.
Just it's not like heavily plotted or any plot. Sometimes. Eric is here. Yeah, Tom left. Yeah, and Mick64. I picked up 17 Blu-rays and 3 4Ks this month. The Kino sale blew the budget. They extended it to midnight tonight.
Well, that's a lot.
And I saw Romy and Michelle's high school reunion for the first time since seeing it at the cinema. Mira Sorvino was pleasing to the eye. You know, speaking of, now I'm thinking of that movie, Mighty Aphrodite, the Woody Allen movie. Now that movie's one that, for me, first of all, I personally don't like that. What do they call it? The chorus, the Greek chorus.
Greek chorus. Yeah.
I don't like all that, but the movie itself, if I remember, because it's been a while since I've seen it, I like where it's going. Talking about plot. I like the beginning where he's trying to figure out who this kid's mother is and everything, and all that stuff I like. And then somewhere, once they find out, for me, and something happens later on where it goes down for me. Anybody have a feeling like that about that movie, if you remember it?
It's not my favorite by a long chalk. But I think from what I remember, it's good in parts, and I don't think there is a bad Woody Allen film. But that's not it's not one I'd hurry to watch again.
Yeah. I watched it fairly recently. I talked about it on here. I liked it.
Don't remember. I know I can't. You know I can't remember things, right?
Well, I haven't seen it since it came out. I did see it in the cinema, but not since.
Yeah. There's a Laserdisc player at my record store, but they want a lot of money for it. I forget. I don't remember how much now, but I know it was a lot.
They do these days.
You know. Tim, Moonrise Kingdom is one of my least favorite Wes Anderson films. I rewatched Asteroid City this week.
Oh.
You need to watch Moonrise Kingdom again. I think it's one of his better films.
I watched Moonrise Kingdom with my mom, and she said...
It's a film I watched like more.
One at a time.
The film.
I'm sorry, I didn't get a lot of that. I'm sorry, mellow fellow. Say it again.
I watched Moonrise Kingdom recently. Well, it was a while ago with my mom, but she said it's not that she rates films, but she said it's in my top 5 favorite films of all time. She loved it.
Yeah, I think it's great. It gets better every time I watch it. That's what I love.
Well, you know what they say, whether it's music or movies, if somebody likes something, let's do it again, or play it again, or watch it again. That's what I would say too for something I enjoy. And same thing with movies as music. So many movies, you get so much more out of them the more you see them. Sometimes, I don't know, unless it's a movie that it has all its energy and point.
Sorry, Joe. I dug out. I mentioned the book, but I couldn't find it. This is quite rare.
Oh yeah,
it's quite rare to get now.
Wow.
The production of it is all black and white. There's no color photos, but you do get like the British Board of Film Censorship criticisms of what they want taken out of it. So you get some of that. And if you remember the Powerhouse Indicator Blu-ray of Night of the Demon, the commentary is by this guy because he wrote this book. So he does but I've got to say, I don't like him. I don't like his commentary, and I don't like what he says in the making of. And I can't remember how good or not this book is, because I must have had this for about 15 years, but it's the only book that there is on Night of the Demon. So it's gone up in price quite a lot since I bought it. The other thing I bought is the ABC film review, because this particular issue is, if I can find the page, if you bear with me, Night of the Demon was reviewed in this issue when it first came out. So I bought it. Really, I'm into any kind of memento from that film, because I think it's my favorite horror film of all time. So it's only a double page wherever the hell it is. Can't seem to find it.
It is one of the best, I think.
Yeah, there's such a lot to recommend it, including flaky kind of comedy scenes, like the seance is really flaky.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm sorry, but I'm not able to find it.
You can't get it?
No.
I know how you could find it if I do this. Let's say I'm just going to reduce you. Yeah.
There you go. So that's all you get in terms of a write-up, and it's just a puff piece. You don't really learn anything.
It's funny how they show you the monster's head in a lot of these things.
Yeah, and it's the fact that it's a souvenir from the time when it first came out. That's why I'm big on it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. That's what was nice to see.
Ooh.
Chinatown rewards repeat viewing. Some non-film fans have never seen it. I'm a film fan and I've never seen it. What do you got there, Sasha? I have a feeling you have something.
I just picked this up because you mentioned Dead Man. I don't know if you have the Criterion, but I made this custom cover for mine.
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm in that.
Hold on.
I'm on that.
You're in the film.
I'm on the disc in an extra.
You're on the disc.
Like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
You're on that disc.
That's right. Yes.
Wow.
Not physically on the disc. You mean you're in the extra features?
Yeah. I'm not sat inside the case there, Sasha. I'm in one of the extras.
You almost fell out when you opened.
Oh right. Okay. Well, which I just made an alternate case.
Cool.
That's his thing. Let me open. Let me see the inside again.
It's a 3-shot. You got
Yeah.
Lance Hendrickson is covered up by the disc, but he's there.
Yeah. Oh, looking at Robert Mitchum.
And the text is really hard to read. It's really small on the original one. I've made it nice and bold.
Right.
You really do that well, looks like.
Thank you.
That's one of your passions.
Ghost Dog as well. Ghost Dog artwork is just a close-up on his face. So I did that. Actually, I didn't mean to show this, but that's the image, just his face alone there. Extreme close-up of his face. That's the Criterion artwork, but I did that.
Right. Sasha, Are there many extras on that one? Because I've got the Blu-ray, but not Criterion.
There's a nice amount of very interesting extras, I should say. I mean, I think so. I mean,
I'll have to get that one then.
Yeah, they talked to the RZA about the music. Yeah, that was his first foray into film. Making the score for the film. Oh, I got a slipcover too for it. I did. I know Criterion don't do slipcovers, but I made the slipcover.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not a big slipcover. Well, it depends what the slipcover is. In fact, I was going to tear this one up online, live for the.
Yeah, I don't like the retail ones, but I come up with different artwork, not just the same artwork.
As long as I have this layout where you're enlarged here, what I wanted to know is those are movies behind the projector you have. Those are films up there. Yeah,
those are my films. Yeah, and I've got some here that are not alphabetized. I mean, just random, I suppose.
Now my question is: do you need a step ladder to get up there, or does it just look like they're high up?
I don't. I can reach the top. It's
not like it look. It's not like it looks to us.
I don't know how tall my ceiling is, but it's not too tall.
Oh, okay.
No.
And staying on Jim Jarmusch, although there's action in Ghost Dog, that too is quite a meditative sort of Tai Chi type of vibe to it, and
absolutely.
So it picks up on the moments in between moments, and if you think of The Limits of Control, where the guy has to try and get into this heavily fortified compound to try and get to Bill Murray so he can assassinate him. So you see him staking out the whole place, and then all of a sudden he's inside and he's in Bill Murray's office, and Bill Murray says, "How did you get in here?" And he says, "I used my imagination." So any other director would have made a big to-do with action and stuff about him getting into the compound, but Jim Jarmusch just cuts to him being in the compound and just says, "I use my imagination."
Yeah.
No plot. Just skip that part.
Maybe that's what Dr. Milo should have said in Escape from the Planet of the Apes. How did you do this? Fly the ship.
Right. Well, it's like no intricate set piece, elaborate.
Yeah.
Just it happened off screen.
Yeah, but it also shows Jim Jarmusch's disdain for all that kind of action detail, I think.
Yeah.
Well, my friend and I watched The Wrestler and commented how great Marissa Tomei looked for her age, and that was 2008. She can't be that old. Well, to me, I don't know. Not old anymore. Being 50 is not old, or I don't know how old she is. 60? Is she 60? No, she can't be my age.
I don't think so.
She's probably younger than me. I appeared as an extra in a crowd concert scene in a movie years ago. I've never seen the film.
But I want to know, what's the extra feature? What should I look out for?
I'm not sure how much I want to dox myself here, but do you remember last week when I recommended that people subscribe to Criterion's newsletter, and why?
Oh, okay. You're in the Q&A where he answers questions.
Yeah.
He answered your question.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to John Moreno?
Having his dinner.
Well,
I've got food I've got to put in my freezer, but I thought I should be here.
Because I mean a point in question is that so this is the Blu-ray to Patterson, but it's not Criterion. I don't know why, but this has happened before where Jim Jarmusch subsequently, because he owns all his films, he's given Criterion, because he has such a good relationship with the owner of Criterion, that he's subsequently given permission to Criterion to put out an edition. So at some point in the future, my guess is that Patterson will come out on Criterion. So if you're already subscribed to Criterion, you will get an opportunity, for that Q&A to submit a question, in which case you'll get a free copy of it and you'll be on the extras.
I see. Okay, well, I still have time. I mean, I'm thinking, okay, this is good to stop, but I have time. I mean, I got half an hour. I don't want to go too long. This 4:30 time might be pretty good, but when I can do 4:30 Eastern.
I did watch the playback on one of your older streams where you were talking about smoke and smoke and blue in the face and how it was all improvised. Of course, Jim Jarmusch is in that.
Yeah, and I love his part in that as well. I love how he made Harvey Keitel laugh, and it was corpsing. It's like it wasn't a rehearsed laugh. He was just laughing.
Yeah, well, that's the whole film, isn't it? It's all improvised.
Yeah. And Lily Tomlin outside does a lot of improv as well. She's one of the main characters.
I watched Smoke again recently. I have a strong affinity for that film. It's a real feel-good film for me.
Yeah, it's a beautiful film, and you know, right from the start, you think there's a sign that's where you think, oh, this is going to be different, because you see the railway track coming across this overhead railway, and you see this long train start to come in the distance and wind past, and they wait for this train to go by right to the end of the last carriage. I mean, that takes a lot of patience to hold still without any cuts. And you think, well, any director who starts off like that with that kind of patience to hold a take like that, we're in for something special here.
Yeah.
Anybody got any more comments or anything, or any of our panelists here have anything they want to discuss?
Well, we can argue about Planet of the Apes some more.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some more. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Conquest of
the reason I'm iffy about Conquest of the Planet of the Apes is I'm a bit of a wussy when it comes to films. I don't like to be depressed, and the oppressive environment, which is necessary in the culture of Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, really brings me down, and it's like there's no getting away from it, because that's the situation. I kind of avoid it. So you could say, well, that's a function of how well it's made if it makes you depressed, because it's supposed to be oppressive, which it is.
Yeah, very good. I never thought of it that way. Did you ever see the director's cut? All the excess gore and stuff in it, and a more unhappy ending even than that ending.
Did you tell me, Joe, one time that that's an extra on the Blu-ray?
It's only
you can watch either version.
The Blu-ray, at least in the state. Yeah, I think that's the only way you could see it in the States. I don't know what.
You know, I've got that box Blu-ray set where you get all 5 films, so I presume I must have seen it then if it's on there.
Yeah, you can watch the theatrical version or the extended. I don't know if it's a director's cut, but they give you the option to watch both.
Right, so I must have seen it therefore, but I've forgotten it. That's all. Over the years,
it's got a much more, I don't know what you call it, gruesome ending.
Well, it is more brutal than any of the other Apes films.
Yeah, that's the only one that was PG, I think. The other ones are all G, which is ridiculous anyway. That's maybe the third one you could rate. Well, not even that one, because the end is violent of escape, but to have Beneath the Planet of the Apes G is ridiculous.
And what makes it worse, although it's very necessary in terms of the plot, is that you never get. It seems to me, in my memory, you never get away from Century City, so it becomes a bit claustrophobic. There's no getting away from that oppression.
Yeah, whereas that's true.
The other films are quite sprawling into, like, the Forbidden Zone goes on forever.
It's true. It's a good way of looking at it. Claustrophobic film, oppressive film. Yeah, it is very much. And that's what, of course, the character Caesar is fighting against.
Yes.
Kind of freedom and all that stuff. Yeah, I never thought of that.
Have you seen Children of Men? That's one of my favorite films, but given what you just said, you might not want to watch that. It's very.
Is it post-apocalyptic?
It's about a possible future, but a very realistic one.
Is Christopher, what's his face in that? The Doctor?
No, it's Clive Owen. Michael Caine is brilliant in it.
It's ringing bells, Sasha. But
2006. It's set in the year 2029, I think. So not too distant future, but it's a bleak future. But
Yeah, I love those kind of movies. Dystopian movies.
I love that film. It's easily one of my favorites.
Right, it's ringing bells. I think I've got it, but I can't picture it.
Ring them bells.
It's I forget the director's name.
Alfred Hitchcock. No,
he's a Mexican director.
The problem with me is it's off to a bad start because it's been made in the last 40 years. So I'm kind of prejudiced about modern films, even though I've got these exceptions.
Right.
But the whole modern filmmaking really.
Well, it stands apart, I think.
Right.
I want to do a comment on this. I'm planning on rewatching Battle for the Planet of the Apes. I remember it as the weakest of the five, and you were right. And the only one I have seen only once. Well, it's definitely, even though I defend it, it's definitely, I think, my least favorite and the weakest. Well, again, it's not, right now it's not my least favorite, but it's the weakest. It's the weakest of them. And first of all, it's the fifth film. I mean, and I think the biggest problem with it that I could criticize is that it's kind of like, scraping the bottom of the barrel and like, what else are we going to do with this?
But you did say, Joe, didn't you, that it would have been better had they not cut out scenes.
Oh, yeah. That's another one. Yeah. There's scenes in there that were not in the theatrical version about, they have the atomic bomb, the one that we later see in Beneath the Planet of the Apes. And it turns out that these will be the ancestors. These mutants that are in battle will wind up being the ones who start the whatever the words are, the family or the line of the mutants that later seen in Beneath. Because originally, I mean, that's the idea. The writers, they wanted it, or the writer Paul Dane, especially of these movies, wanted it to be a perfect circle. Studying these things as a geek, a sci-fi film geek, all these decades, they just don't work. I could do shows just on this is a plot hole, that was contradicted here, but how a lot of us who like this series, I guess Star Trek people do the same kinds of things. You can make it work, as two timelines is the way I look at. It starts out, where we are now will contain the first two films, Future in the 3900s, Planet and Beneath. Then when you go back to 1973, things change because the ape Caesar is now born earlier, and the whole future can be possibly different and altered, where it was supposed to be, no, you can't alter. It's always going to be the same circle over and over again. Mm-hmm. And I think it works better that way. First of all, I say, I didn't see Cornelius and Zira return to Los Angeles in our 1973. In the year 1991, I didn't see like a Century City Apes thing where they're training apes to take over, and they wound up revolting and doing a riot. That didn't happen in 1991. Because when these movies were made, that was the future. It was going to be the future.
Right.
Now it's our past, 73 and 91. So it has to be another timeline. It has to be I call it the next time around. Like we get to do this again the second time. Maybe it is like a loop, but not necessarily leading to the same future. Oh, what I'll say also, DJ, is if you watch this, yeah, it is the least, but I don't know, to try to enjoy it, just tell yourself it's heavy on allegory. It's got a good allegory. It's got trying to get along. What I always liked about the Apes films is like the prejudices, the gorillas can't stand the humans, and the chimpanzees don't really like the gorillas, and trying to get along, all that kind of stuff is part of Battle for the Planet of the Apes, even if it's not a big blown out war for like $900 zillion.
And they didn't they get Leonard Rosenman back from Beneath to score?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So I can't remember his score for this, but he's a really interesting atonal composer. So the score could be very good. I like the score. I probably like it better than Beneath's score, actually. But but anyway, yeah, people just expect too much out of it. What are you expecting out of it? And instead of a battle, it's like a skirmish for the planet. It's you got only so many people are alive here. The human mutants.
But when you get a review battlefield at the end, and there's only like 8 apes, that's my problem.
Well, it's not 8, but it's small.
There's not enough people in this battle.
It's a small community of apes.
When when you get a review for a film and it starts to sound like an apology for it, you know you're in trouble.
Well, you apologize for it because people made you, put you in that position, which you shouldn't have to apologize for. I think people are missing out on a entertaining, and mostly for, like I said, the heart, the allegory. You know, can we change the future if we know it? Can people get along with humans and apes together? All that kind of stuff.
Once you're hooked into the franchise, you've got to watch it. You can't not watch it.
Yeah. I've seen people that say, "Oh, I like that. That was fine." I don't know what everybody's picking on. Then you get other people. I just want, I don't know, some big giant like all-out war. Like, well, the title. Sometimes let's face it, the title,
right?
Battle for the Planet. It's not for the planet. It's this the Hatfields and the McCoys. It's a little skirmish in that area. But what I always said was, what about the rest of the Earth? They didn't have any forethought, or maybe no money either. But
I've also got a vague memory that the mutants play a bit almost slapstick, like clodhoppish.
Yeah, I could like make an excuse for that, as you might call it too. I mean, you know, they're underground. There's been no civilization. Nothing's going on and there's also a discrepancy in that too. One character says it's been 12 years, another one says something about 27 years. It's like, well, what is it? You know, but that's why they're sickly and they're radiated. They're messed up.
But these are the ancestors of what are going to become telepaths, and it's a big intellectual leap to go from those clodhoppers to what they're supposed to.
Yeah, maybe that's why they had to become more intelligent. I don't know. You got to sometimes. I don't know if you guys do the same thing. You got to rationalize in order to make things work. Well, how many years are we talking about from the year roughly like 2003 to 3900?
Right,
2,000 years. You know, but the scene is really good. The bomb scenes are real. The one that they took out are really. It's a good couple of good scenes, especially the end. You know, where they say this has to be. Maybe we should be revered and worshipped. The bomb should never be exploded. One of its ancestors made us what we are, and
it would have been nice.
If this day forward shall be forever called beautiful.
If the cast could have found a better guy than is it Seven Darden?
Oh, I liked him. He's funny. I was just like listening to an interview with him about the movie recently. Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. I take it back. I thought you were talking about Austin Stoker, who played.
I'm not sure myself. Who's the main?
Seven Darden is the mutant. The mutant.
He's the main guy, isn't he?
The main guy, the fat guy. Yeah, the main guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think he plays it a little bit.
Yeah.
Tongue in cheek, and I don't think he's got enough gravitas to play that role.
And I heard, here's another thing that gets me. I heard somebody else, you know, an apes person, you know, who loves the apes movies and loves Conquest, picking on his, like you said, picking on Severin Darden in there. Right. But he's the same exact way. He's the same character he carried over from Conquest. He's in Conquest also.
Oh, I forgot that.
His name is Culp, K-O-L-P.
Right.
He plays the assistant to, I think he's the assistant to Governor Breck, to the governor, and then he becomes the new leader in battle. But it's the same guy. He does the same thing. He has that same dry or whatever the way he delivers things. You know?
Okay.
I'm sorry to the other guys. The apes talk again. All apes.
So it's miscasting twice then, times two.
No, I don't think so, but I think he's really despicable, especially from the first one, especially.
Well, I mean, I guess it could have been worse. They could have picked David Watson to do it, couldn't they?
No, he was fine. He was fine. And I'd be the first one to complain. Believe me, that it's not Roddy McDowell. And that little scene, that little couple of dialogue he had, nobody knew. Nobody. You say you knew.
Oh, I cringed.
Nobody knew. Nobody. Oh, except for you. You're the only one. I think. Nobody knew it wasn't Roddy McDowell. Yeah, but what was I going to say, David? We're talking about somebody else that I can't. You had me. I was thinking of saying somebody else, and I forgot who I was going to bring up.
You mean instead of Seven Darden?
You went to David Watson, but I was going to say somebody else, and I can't think of who I was going to say.
You could have had Claude Akins playing. That would have been interesting.
Oh, he was he was good in there. He was a great bad gorilla. Absolutely. And they spent so many gazillions of dollars on it, so of course the quality's got to be good because it's all about budget. Not one bit of heart in that thing. Well, maybe a little heart. See what I mean? I talk in absolutes.
Is it just me, or you both went incredibly glitchy? Is that just me?
I hope so. It's just you. I don't know.
It's
I've been
maybe
getting some glitches.
maybe I need to refresh. I don't know.
Oh, always have a banana split. When I watched Conquest as an Australian kid, I didn't get the sometimes heavy-handed commentary on American society. There you go.
Well, yeah, you can see it on just a pure entertainment level, or you can look deeper.
Deeper, get deep.
And it was
You get much deeper with Battle.
Yeah, and if you were there at the time, that was the last year really of anti-Vietnam War protesting. I know it kind of went as soon as Watergate started. Those peace protests started to wane a little bit, I think. So Conquest sort of caught it just at the end of that wave, and I think that became part of the, just like Beneath did. It became
Beneath, yeah. But it was also patterned after the Watts riots. They always said.
Right.
The director said.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. Ed Wood wrote 2 novels. I've got all the available Ed Wood novels and short stories, most of which you can only get on bootleg. And he wrote when the Watts riots started, which was 1967, and I think they went for 2 years. Like an anniversary of it. Ed Wood wrote. He was just cashing in. Any novel he tried to cash in on anything that's topical, and so he did one about the Watts riots, and the title of the novel is "What's the Difference?" That's the title of the novel.
Well, he tried very hard, didn't he? That guy.
Oh yeah, I bought a few. I had a few Ed Wood novels when I was in London, either in '96 or '97. They were actually in print there, and I went to bookstores and found it. All I could find. I don't remember how many, but I mean, he used to sit at a typewriter. He'd write one of his books in a day. In one day, he would sit there and write the whole books. No corrections, no nothing. Book's done. Send it to the publisher. Tomorrow, I got some beer money, and when my beer runs out, I'll write another one.
The fastest typist in the Marines.
That's the way to do it. When you're feeling inspired, just get it out.
I met the guy who became the executor. And I didn't like him. And what he did was put a stop through litigation to all these bootleg editions coming out. But in place of them, we got nothing. Basically, he stopped the proliferation of Ed Wood novels, which are an absolute joy because they're full of howling mistakes. And I must have about 30 of them. Some of them are collected short stories, which are just if you laugh and you laugh with joy at Plan 9 from Outer Space, when you get to the novels and the short stories, man, that's something else. Just amazing. Wonderful.
Yeah, well, his screenplays he'd write the same way. Orgy of the Dead, I think, was literally a 30-page script.
Yeah,
that's it. Here you go, and they made it, because it's mostly just strippers stripping for 15 minutes at a time, and that's it. That's your movie. Go make it.
Argue with that.
Sorry, could you repeat what you just said? When you get to the what? When you just.
That's you, Tim.
No, it's you.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said when you get to the. What was it?
When you get to the. Give me a bit more.
Well, you were talking about, unless I misunderstood you.
I was simply saying if you love the films, when you get to the books, that's something else in terms if you love those accidents that Ed Wood does in the films, there's his writing is so bad that you laugh. But I like to think that I don't think Ed would agree with this, but I like to think that you don't laugh at him, but that you laugh with him. But the truth is, he's not. It isn't intended comedy. It's just that I wrote a chapter once in a book that was all about Ed Wood's writing, his novels and his short stories, and picking them apart. And I was very self-conscious as I wrote that chapter that this is going to sound like I'm making cheap shots at Ed Wood, who's trying his best. and I didn't want it to come over in that way, because I'm also grateful for him for writing those novels and short stories, because they're so delightful to read. But the truth is that they're hilarious because they're written so badly.
Yeah,
Well,
but it's just unfiltered,
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. It is unfiltered, yeah.
And he was sincere. And that's what makes him so interesting, is that he wasn't, he wasn't just blowing it off. He was sincere, and he was trying his best. And that's what makes him so good, is the sincerity behind him.
Yeah, I think I might have misunderstood you when you said that.
And then
I thought you were saying he somehow was connected to the Planet of the Apes. That's not what you meant,
No.
Yeah, I misunderstood you entirely.
No.
Well, I mean, I don't have much time. In fact, John Moreno's asking, how much time left on the show? John, I'm sorry. I'm overdue. We're already 2 hours and 10 minutes, and I got to get going. I always have, depends on my girlfriend's schedule, but I got to leave soon to pick her up.
Rachel asked this question yesterday.
Oh, maybe that's what he's doing it. I have to think about it. I mean, I don't even know British actors.
Living.
Okay, I mean, I'm thinking Michael Caine. He's alive, isn't he? I think so.
Yeah,
he's alive. He's retired, but he's alive.
And I'm so not up on. I'm clueless really on modern film. So
no, I mean, and I love Meryl Streep as an actress. An actor. So.
Maybe that Brody fellow is quite good. But is he modern now? I'm probably
Adrian Brody.
Yeah, I like him.
Brody.
He's modern, sure.
Okay, so I'll pick him then.
And no cracks here. Oh, so many were lousy Elvis movie. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, Clambake, just because the title is funny. Clambake is not his worst movie. I don't know. I got opinions. What is it? Go ahead.
The song's funny too.
I'll take that song over anything from today that I've heard. It's a beach blanket bingo where they're having clams. What are you going to sing about? Let's have a clam day. Ooh, what else you going to sing about, for God's sake?
But he's so excited about it.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of other songs where he doesn't put any oomph into them. Because the songs are so bad that a lot of them he does Do the Clam and stuff like that. I think he puts a lot of excitement into Do the Clam as well.
No, but I like that bad Elvis. I like Old MacDonald too. Old MacDonald is one of my favorites.
I've actually seen all his movies, and I know them. I mean, I can distinguish between the bad ones. Even I think Kissing Cousins was one of the worst, and I also thought Stay Away Joe is one of the worst. And geez, what's the other one? Frankie and Johnny, I think was pretty bad. For
me, Harem Scarum's really down there.
Yeah, I was surprised about that because I remember watching Harem Scarum and thinking, "Oh, this is going to be obviously atrocious," and I didn't think it was the worst one, although to me, but.
I thought it was pretty atrocious.
I don't know if it's not true, but I heard that it's the world's best kept secret that Elvis was actually ginger.
Oh yeah,
and his hair was always dyed black.
Yeah, I think that's true. No, but I don't know about that. Blonde, maybe.
I don't know if he was ginger, but I know he did dye his hair black.
Yeah, it was blonde. I think wasn't it blonde?
Yeah, I thought they said ginger.
Or brown.
They did. Blonde? Well, don't believe everything you
read. Here we go. I'm not going to defend Harem Scarum. It's not a good movie. But I've seen other ones. Again, when you got it, people funny, man. When you see Elvis Presley in these movies, you're not watching. Poor Citizen Kane. We always got to use that. We're not watching Citizen Kane. You're not expecting West Side Story if you want to do musical, right? Or Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. You're expecting silliness on a tight budget with him just singing some songs and playing and dancing with girls in bikinis, and that's all it is to it. Although this one he's playing a sheik.
Yeah, right? I'm reminded of Three Stooges shorts because there's a couple where they're.
Well, that's why I'm telling you. That's why.
That's what it reminds me of. Three Stooges.
Well, that's why. That's why I know from the beginning, before you even say anything. I know people, and that's the title. The title, because it's a funny, stupid title. It's got to be a lousy movie, you know. And Caveman, by the way, is a good comedy. I don't care. And Ringo's good in it, I think. I mean,
no, I enjoyed Caveman when I saw it.
Caveman is, you know, Ringo's good in it.
I was touched at the beginning, and if you're a Beatle fan and you're watching the beginning of this film, you will be, because I don't know if you notice, it starts out with like 2 million years ago BC or something like that, and then it gives the date October 9th, which was John Lennon's birthday.
Yeah,
which I was touched by.
I wonder if that's the reason. I'm guessing it was the reason, but
it has to be. It can't be random. Yeah. That can't be random.
Right.
Well, and as far as this, the one where he danced with a dog costume, he dances with a dog. He dances with somebody in a dog costume. The thing is, it's a dream sequence, a weird dream where he sings the song "Edge of Reality," which is close to like an acid trip as Elvis ever sang. So it's supposed to be stupid. So it's okay. And the movie is Live a Little, Love a Little, and it's nowhere near his worst movie, in my opinion. See, I could stick with me, folks. I'll steer you right.
I think his later movies got better.
I remember Eddie Murphy said that Elvis was a bad actor, so we'll just have him sing all his dialogue because he can't act.
Oh, don't get me started with that. Lemonade and all that stuff. Cool. Mello, don't laugh too hard, man. I don't want to get you in trouble.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's not going to happen, though.
Okay. Well, this was really funny, I think, as an end of the show. Thank you, guys. Got to go. And I'm glad Tom was able to make it, too. This was a good show. I really appreciate it. You know, people might want to fast forward if you watch this over again through the apes talk. That took up a good show.
Sorry, I was late. Sorry, I was late this time. You started 15 minutes earlier than I was expecting.
Oh yeah. Oh, wait a minute. You didn't get the notice? Oh.
No,
sometimes the ad doesn't show for some people.
Well, I just wasn't looking.
Oh, okay. No problem. Okay, everybody. So we'll talk later. And thank you. And have a good time watching your films. And I'll try to watch one or something next week. We'll see.
Cheers, folks.
And we'll leave with this. That'll be the end. The end.
Maybe I'll watch Planet of the Apes films. It's making me want to.
That's right, you bloody baboons. Okay.